Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my tutorial park. Now in today's episode I'm going to show you how to build a custom swinging ship. Now the game already has a swinging ship that you can build. It's over here. You could build one of these and be done with it. But if you want something that's a bit bigger in scale, which I usually prefer, then you can build your own custom swinging ship. Now you will have to leave some parts to the imagination. For example, this ride actually has these cross beams that actually move with the ship, but in your custom ride that will not be possible. So some people like to make stationary versions of these cross beams, and other people just leave them out altogether. Either way, that is something that will maybe look a little bit weird on the eventual ride. Anyway, yeah, let's just start building. Now, for these rides, yeah, you typically want them. Over here we have a big path, so we'll typically want guests who are walking over here to view the ride from the side. That's probably how you want to position the ride. Same probably goes for Ferris wheels. It always look nicer if guests actually get a clear view of the ride. Now, to start off, I'm just going to dig a little pit here, where we're also going to put some water later. Alright, for the ride type, I will use a twister roller coaster, and I'm just going to put one station piece here in the middle. Then from the middle, we're just going to go up, and yeah, we're going to go start with a little slope piece. We're going to go a little bit steeper, and here we're actually going to go vertical. Now, we're not going to go up all the way, but I'm still going to make a quarter loop here, just for a little bit of safety. So that if we end up launching the coaster too fast, it won't completely fly off. And here in the back, we'll do the exact same. Now, this ride, the way I'm building it here, doesn't actually require any shoestring, so it should be pretty straightforward to build. Actually, now that I've built this, I'm going to put the station and the whole track up by one. So I'm quickly going to do that first. Alright, raise it up a little bit. I think that will look a bit nicer. Now here we'll have an entrance and an exit. Alright, now that we have this, what we usually have on a swinging ship is the guests will all be facing inwards. So on this side, guests would be facing to the front, and on this side, guests would be facing forward. Now, for this ride, I'm going to use the trains from the vertical drop roller coaster. Now, I've used the cheat to show vehicles from all ride types, and that will help me choose the vehicle that I want, if I can find it. Alright, this is the 6-seater twisted trains, and for this swinging ship we'll have one train, and I'm going to make it have 6 cars per train. Alright, I'm going to put it to powered launch. Where is it? There it is. Powered launch, passing station, and we can make it have 5 circuits. And I'm going to test and immediately close the ride. Now you can see vehicle 1 is here at the front, then vehicle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if I'm going to launch the ride as it is now, it will eventually stop again like this. But we want the ship to actually stop in the middle. So I'm going to move some of the vehicles around. Now for that we will use the Ride Vehicle Editor plugin. So I will keep vehicle 1 where it is. But I will take vehicle 3 and let's move it forward. I think this is a nice position. And vehicle 4, I will also move it forward. Alright, I think that looks nice. And then vehicle 5 and 6, I will move them closer again. Now I'll just move them together. So I'll say following vehicles on this train, synchronize. So then if I select vehicle 5, they should move together. Alright, I think that looks pretty nice. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reverse vehicles 1 and then 3 and 4. So now most of the ride is actually already done. And if we give the ride a test run, it should now be launched forward and backward several times. I'm going to lower the launch speed a little bit, because I think it's going up a bit too far maybe. No, it still has quite a bit of speed, so it will only start slowing down later. I'll just lower the number of circuits a bit. Right, and you can see it stops in the middle here. Now, the launch speed is a little bit more gentle now. I think we can go a little bit faster. Alright, I think this looks okay. Now we should probably color the train. Yeah, let's make it brown, make it look more like a ship. Wait, this is the basic structure for your ride. Okay, next up I will just connect a little queue to it so we can already open the ride. Right, we now have a little queue and we can actually make this track invisible. It's the easiest way to do it, for example, by changing the ride into a lift. Now I am keeping the entrance and exit HUD for now, but you can remove them if you want. Now I will keep the ride like a twister ghost for now, just because that will make it easier for me to actually make the structure that goes in between. Alright, now for the structure, I like to use a monorail track in the middle, just to make it look like some sort of beam. Now for the height, as I move this up, you can see on the track right next to it. So the twisted track, you can see these white squares in a rectangle, and that will make it easier for you to judge the height of the beam. You'll probably want it to be somewhere in the middle. Alright, now when you've built these, actually I'm just going to extend it a bit in both directions. Now, for most real swinging ships, I'll actually take this one as an example. You can see the structure here at the top is quite nimble. But I don't think there's any really good alternatives in a roller coaster tycoon that you can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some single rail coaster track that leads up to this part, and then we'll just have to find a nice way to connect it to this beam here. Okay, here we have this beam, and now I have this single rail coaster track right next to it. Now, how I often used to build these was I would let me quickly try to find it. There's this there's this half circular piece, and then I would often place that over here, for example. That's one way you could connect it. Something you could also try is actually putting some ride vehicles here with the ride vehicle editor plugin, and make it look like it's connected like that. Yeah, there's many ways you could actually try to do this. Something else which I quite like to use is a multi-dimension coaster track, because if you use that, it will actually make it look like there's a little catwalk over there. So here we have the multi-dimension coaster track, so I'm going to use some chain lift track. So let's just build it like this. Oh, let me remove this piece here. And we can also remove the piece in the middle. And I'm just going to give it a different color. Let's just also make it brown. Now it looks like there's a little catwalk here, which you will also often see on real swinging ships. So I think this is also a good option. Now I'm just going to finish these supports also on the other side. And I think I'm also going to double them up a bit, so they look a little bit more sturdy. Alright, if we now make the twister roller coaster track invisible again, I think it looks pretty neat like this. Now, of course, there are still these supports we need to get rid of. Yeah, I do still want to place water under this ride. So, yeah, one way people often make their supports invisible is by just taking them here and moving them under surface with the tile inspector. You should never do that if this track element is going to be above water. Because if you go into options, a lot of people use the software renderer. I use OpenGL, but if you use software renderer and yeah, a track piece has been made invisible by putting it under surface and it's above water, then it will become a really glitchy mess. And that's definitely something you'll want to avoid. So in order to solve that, yeah, I'm just going to put some water here. And I will just use one of my favorite objects, a roof. Now we have these roofs here, which looks a bit silly, so I hold Control, select it, and I'm just going to move it to the lowest level. And now the supports should be gone without causing a glitchy mess. You can actually hover over this with your mouse and then use your scroll wheel to quickly lower the base height. We also still have this support here in the middle. For that, I'm just going to do the same. Now, in the beginning, I showed you one of these cross braces, or one of these elements that would actually connect the ship to this beam over here. So for that, it's probably best to use Junior Coaster Track. It's going to enable the cheat to allow all drawable track pieces. Okay, that should allow us to make a piece like this. And then you could copy and paste this over here. And you could copy and paste one over here, maybe. Yeah, it still doesn't look great, I think. Especially since it's also difficult to connect to this beam here in the middle. So yeah, use at your own peril. Now, you can make this ride as realistic as you want to make it. If we want to add a little bit more detail to this ride, I'm just going to make this cabin here invisible. And we could, for example, make a little platform here. Now, looks like I may have to hide these supports again. Now, the easiest way probably is just to make them invisible, since these support now end on these blocks. They won't draw any footers, so if I just make them invisible, they will be completely invisible. And now we have a little platform here where the guest would be able to stand on. Now, usually these swinging ships actually are moved forwards by some wheels that are under the track here. So yeah, I will just build a little retaining wall here for the water, and then we're just gonna try and make something which actually looks like propulsion for the ride. Okay, it may be a little bit difficult to see once again, but I just put some multi-dimension coaster track under it, another one of these chain lift pieces, so we have a little catwalk. And I also put one of these junior coaster booster pieces on top of it, with the track invisible. So it actually looks like there are some wheels here to boost the swinging ship backwards and forwards. Now, you can do this however you want. This is just me fiddling around a bit with some track pieces. I think it looks pretty nice. Alright, to finish off this ride, I'm just going to add a bit of foliage and some decorations around here. Okay, now this is definitely not the only way to build a custom swinging ship. I've seen people build diagonal ones. I've seen people do shoestringing to create these. I think this is the most simple way to do a custom one, with the right vehicle editor, so you don't actually require any shoestringing. Alright, I'll finish off this episode by adding 2 more patrons to the park as an entertainer, and I think they can both be dancing around on these platforms as pirates. Alright, we now have two pirates dancing around here. First one I'll name Andrew Manning. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and since Andrew Manning is of the mechanic tier, I'll give him a nice name color. And the second entertainer is dancing over here on the other side, and I named him Mr. Bungle. Once again, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I hope you enjoy your spot in the park as a dancing pirate. Alright, that's my tutorial on how to quickly make a custom pirate ship. Hope it's useful for you. If it's useful for you, please give this video a like. It would really help out my channel. If you want to see more videos like these, you can always subscribe. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.